In the world of points and miles, one of the most coveted award redemptions has long been business class from US to Japan on All Nippon Airways. It's that stupendous combination of great product, long flight to a desirable location in Japan, and high cents per point value. As with many great things, scarcity is the norm. So it'll come as no surprise as to the level of excitement that I was feeling when I found that rare availability, as well as the amount of stress I was going through when the redemption almost fell apart. But before we get into my dramatic near fail, let's go over the details of this particular redemption and how you can secure it for yourself. As mentioned, availability for ANA business class from the US to Japan is a rare find. Your best bet is either around a year out from your travel date, so when the initial award space is made available, or around 2 weeks out from the travel date, so when more award space is made available, presumably because those seats could not be sold as cash fares. I was lucky enough to find something in between, which I imagine was due to a cancellation. There are many ways to find the availability if it exists, including a popular award search tool such as Seats.Aero and Points.yeah, though if you're just looking for this specific redemption, United's search tool is more than good enough. Note that ANA and United are both part of the Star Alliance network, and so if ANA makes any award space available to its partners, presumably you should be able to see it through United's website. I prefer using United as a search tool over ANA due to its user-friendliness, primarily its monthly award calendar. Using the example of Tokyo to New York, select Book with Miles, Flexible Dates, and Business Class, which will load up the award calendar for the month that you've indicated. What you're hoping to see is a date that goes for 110,000 points, which as of the time of filming this video, you can find on this particular date. Clicking into it, we find the availability from Tokyo Haneda to Newark Airport with the layover in LAX, where the flight from Tokyo to Los Angeles is in ANA and in business class. See, with United, even if the non-stop business class from Tokyo to New York is not available, as long as Tokyo to somewhere else in the US in business class is available, plus that connecting flight from that somewhere else to New York is available through United, then you should be able to see the availability for the combined itinerary. Wonderful. So at this point, we can simply pay the 110,000 United miles plus the applicable taxes and fees to secure this itinerary. I would hold off for a sec though, as there are other ways in order to redeem this exact itinerary with fewer miles. For instance, with ANA, it's anywhere from 50,000 to 55,000 miles one way, depending on the season. The taxes and fees are higher at around $230, though when you're saving 55 to 60,000 miles, well worth it. Here's the issue with ANA though. Only American Express membership reward points can transfer to ANA miles, and that transfer typically takes anywhere between 1 to 3 days. During this window of time, there is a pretty huge risk that the award availability will simply go away, leaving you stuck with ANA miles instead of the more flexible Amex points. Thus, unless you already have that stash of ANA miles, I'd recommend going through an alternative loyalty program, that being Virgin Atlantic's Flying Club. While Virgin Atlantic isn't a Star Alliance airline, it does have a non-network partnership with ANA. For ANA business class to or from Western US, it's 52,500 Virgin miles and 60,000 miles if it's Central or Eastern US. There are several benefits of using Virgin miles over ANA miles. Number one, Virgin is a transfer partner for many more credit card programs, not just Amex, but also Chase, Capital One, Citi, Wells Fargo, and Bilt. Number two, occasionally there are transfer bonuses when you transfer credit card points to Virgin miles. So say if there is a 30% transfer bonus, instead of 10,000 credit card points getting you 10,000 Virgin miles, it will get you 13,000 Virgin miles. Over the many years that I've been playing the credit card game, I haven't seen a transfer bonus from Amex to ANA. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, number three, the transfer from credit card points to Virgin miles is instantaneous. And so once you find that availability, just simply kick off the transfer and you're good to go. One crucial thing though, you won't be able to find that ANA business class availability through Virgin's website, meaning that you won't be able to make the redemption online. Rather, you need to go old school and give Virgin a call. This is a solid entry point into my personal experience and near nightmare. After seeing the Chicago to Tokyo ANA business class availability for 2 people, I immediately called Virgin. No Amex points transferred just yet, as I wanted to confirm with Virgin that they were seeing the same availability. Alas, after providing the full slate of details of the itinerary, including the origin, destination, travel date, and flight number, the rep provided the confirmation that I was so eager to hear. I sensed the excitement in her voice too. Apparently, she was well aware of how coveted this particular redemption was, and I was not the first person that she had helped with it. Anyway, I asked if she could put the reservation on hold while I transfer the points. Unfortunately, she couldn't, though. She assured me that she would stay on the line while I did what I needed to do. As mentioned earlier, the transfer is instantaneous, and so she didn't have to hang around for long. And with that, I provided the personal details for my wife and myself, the payment information for the roughly $263 in taxes and fees, rejoiced with the rep one more time, and hung up the phone excitedly. The feeling would dissipate, however, once I got that confirmation email. See, my Virgin Atlantic account already had my first and last name being stored, and so I just needed to confirm those names with the rep over the phone. What wasn't stored was my middle name, which after the rep asked me about it, I thought, it is on my passport, so probably better if I include it. Clearly, the communication of my middle name was not done seamlessly as, per the confirmation email, my middle name was pretty badly butchered. Wrong first letter and missing final letter. I knew I couldn't proceed this way as if there is a name mismatch between the passport and the boarding pass, at best the airline folks will give you a hard time with getting into the check-in, and at worst, they would forbid you even from boarding. At this point, I imagine what some of you guys are thinking. Monty, all you needed to do was call them back and get the name changed, right? Over exaggeration much and get over yourself? And to that, I'd agree, if getting the name change was that straightforward. I first reached out to Virgin Atlantic via their online chat and simply asked them to change the middle name to the correct one. I was told that because this is an ANA redemption, the Virgin could not change my name within the existing itinerary. Instead, I would have to cancel it and rebook the same one. I did the whole runaround of, oh guys, it was your fault, not mine. This is so not customer centric, blah, blah, blah. But I guess policy is policy. That said, I wasn't prepared to cancel my redemption given the risk of the award availability not even reappearing after I canceled, or worse, somebody else snapping up the availability before I could rebook. I decided to call Virgin Atlantic to see if I can negotiate some type of exception, but nah, I was pretty much told the same thing. Okay, so I had little choice but to go through with Virgin Atlantic's proposal. Cancel the existing itinerary, and rebook. Before initiating this though, I said very firmly to the rep, look, once we cancel the reservation, please rebook it right away. I don't need to be hearing any of, oh, I still need this information from you, that information from you, blah, blah, blah. And once again, my middle name is blah, blah, blah.
My name is what? My name is...
Fortunately, all proceeded very smoothly as after canceling my existing itinerary, the availability resurfaced right away and the rep rebooked my flight without hesitation. Key lesson learned here is that on these type of phone reservations, when you are conveying information to the rep such as your name, make sure to spell it out clearly and in the A is for apple, B is for boy kind of fashion. You'll also want the rep to repeat the same information back to you in the same form. Please guys, let me be the one to make this mistake so that you don't have to. Comment below if you've had any fails or missteps as you are making a redemption, or alternatively, share a redemption that you recently made that you are proud of. And if you're still trying to rack up enough points to make your ANA business class redemption, thankfully again, there are many options that you can take. Two relatively low-cost ways in order to earn a lot of Virgin miles are through the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Capital One Venture. While the current welcome offers are different from those shown in the video on screen's thumbnail, the comparison between the two cards that's covered in the video still very much holds. Here's your card nerd signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.